Thank you for joining us. Of all the shocking facts cited in my guest's must-read book, this one jumped out at me. As of 2018, 9 out of 10 kids ages 13 to 17 access the internet through mobile devices every day. 46% report being online, quote, almost constantly. Well, that appalling figure grew during the pandemic, obviously, and the result is a situation where he writes, quote, screen time is impossible even to measure. This is an issue that matters intensely to me, and I imagine to you as well. So we're taking a break from the politicians this week to talk with Dr. Michael Rich of Boston Children's Hospital, founder and director of the Digital Wellness Lab, and the first evidence-based medical program addressing fallout from digital tech, the Clinic for Interactive Media and Internet Disorders. And he's the author of The Mediatrician's Guide, a joyful approach to raising healthy, smart, kind kids in a screen-saturated world. That's a mouthful, but Doctor, it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So my boys are grown men, thank goodness. But let's say I'm a parent in your office who says, Dr. Rich, I'm at my wit's end. My teen is constantly on his or her phone, won't interact with the family, seems isolated and depressed. I'm worried about bullying, body image, predators, and even mild attempts to restrict his or her phone use touches off huge backlash. What do I do?
The first thing I do is tell the parent to stop being the police and start supporting success. In other words, this is not about fighting against the phone or the internet so much as it's about helping to integrate those very powerful tools into the life of young people in ways that help them be healthier and smarter and kinder to each other, rather than basically the Lord of the Flies that's happening online on social media for many kids now. One of the big problems is parents don't parent in the digital space. They feel that that space is, alien to them, that the kids own that space, and they need to step in and learn with the kids and have it be present in their lives rather than trying to exclude it, which is really impossible.
Yeah, back when too much TV was the issue 100 years ago when I was a young parent, the advice was watch TV with your kid.
Yep.
So you can discuss it and guide them through an understanding of it. Sounds like the same thing.
Well, it's the same thing, but exponentially increased. What I try to talk about with parents, not just of kids who are having trouble, but for primary care kids, to observe the 5 M's, which is model the behavior with screens that you want to see in your child.
So put down your damn phone.
Put down your device, absolutely. One of the things I ask all kids once their parents are out of the room is, what could your parents do better? And one of the first things out of most of their mouths is, pay more attention to me. Be present for me. So after you model the good behavior and put it down, and you know what, when you put a phone down, you really enjoy your children. You're not off in some other place.
They want you, the parent, to spend more time with them, even though they're on that phone and not responding to your efforts to talk to them.
Well, that can be counteracted by the second M and the third M, which are, the second M is mentor the use of these powerful devices with your child. Don't just hand them to them for a reward, but sit down next to them and figure out the smartphone, how to use it, how not to use it, and with them decide what the consequences should be should they get in trouble with it. But to be part of their digital lives right from the get-go, and also to have their usernames and passwords so they can monitor their children's online activities.
That's the third M. That leaves 2 more. Let's find out what those are and talk a little bit about younger kids, preteens. Welcome back to our conversation with Dr. Michael Rich of Boston Children's Hospital and the Digital Wellness Lab, author of The Mediatrician's Guide. So we talked about mentoring. We talked about monitoring. And we talked about, what was the third M?
Monitoring was the third.
Okay.
Model, mentor, monitor.
Okay. 2 more in terms of how to help your child use the iPhone or whatever the device it is in a healthy way.
Those are the good ones, actually.
Okay.
One of the interesting things is that the way we use screens now, we cannot measure our screen time because we move seamlessly in and out of these two environments, the physical and the screen, and kids do as well. But when they are online, they don't remember what they do, or they don't have memories of this. What they have memories of is interpersonal relationships, the walk in the woods with grandpa, or the kicking a soccer ball around the backyard, or trying to cook a meal together and making a mess of it. These are the things that make the memories of childhood and of family. And the final one is mastery. Mastery of these powerful devices, which means we use them effectively and in empathetic and kind ways, and then we put them down when they're not the best tool for the job.
So the parent who says, oh, I don't even understand how to turn on my phone, that's not going to get it done.
No, it's not going to get it done, and they have to overcome that.
Yeah.
Our children are spending half of their waking hours or more in that space. We need to be there with them.
Good Lord. Now, what about parents of a younger child, a preteen? You hear in your book, you cite toddlers are playing with phones, are using phones. How late should a parent delay letting their kid have a phone, and how do you manage it when they see their peers playing with them?
Well, one of the interesting things I'm seeing is that older teens are getting off of social media and even getting flip phones because they realize what a time suck and attention suck it is. But for the little kids, first of all, don't use them as an electronic pacifier.
Yeah.
Don't give them as a reward for good behavior, or give them to shut them up when we're throwing a tantrum. But to recognize that these powerful tools, a smartphone is over 1 million times more powerful than the computer that landed us on the moon. Think about that, and that's in our kids' pockets, and it is 99% distraction. So give them that tool when they need the tool, when you feel they can handle it responsibly and with respect for themselves and others, and mentor them through it.
Dr. Rich, what happens if parents don't act? Will media-damaged kids grow into media-damaged adults?
Well, I think we have to take a step back and say the media are not damaging the kids. It's what the kids are doing with the media. So this is in our control. It's our behavior with these tools that really makes the difference. And one of the reasons that I wrote this book is we can do this if we have the right information and the right strategies for working with our children in the digital space. They are growing up in a very different world than we grew up in, and we need to be able to bring our parenting values and parenting strategies into this new environment in ways that help them grow up to be the kind of people we want them to be.
Next time my grandkids come over to spend the weekend, can you come and stay over as well and help guide us?
I will come over and steal your phone and your children's phones so that you can just enjoy the kids.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on your book and the great work you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dr. Michael Rich, author of The Mediatrician's Guide, really must reading.